Hey gang, I just want to give you an update on what's up, what happened with the Dementia podcast, Dementia Caretaker podcast, all that stuff. Basically, I took care of Ma for 6 years. Had a family meeting. I think what I did was make a mistake saying that our village sent out reevaluations of properties, and our property went from 240,000 to 360,000 or something like that valuation. So my guess, because of how things happen, I thought about it for a while, and the way I figure what happened was a couple of my sisters heard that and figured prime time, house is up in value. So a couple days later, I get a text saying mom's going in a home on Monday. It's like, okay, we didn't talk about it. I have no opinion on it. I was the caretaker here for 6 years. Up until the last year, people hardly ever came over or seen her or did anything with her. All of a sudden, they start giving her showers on Saturdays and taking her to their house and doing things once in a while. I'm sorry, I am watching a crow with a big chunk of roadkill in his mouth, I'm guessing. And they like to bring it to our bird baths and wash it and then take it and eat it, which isn't good because with the bird flu out there, you could pass something. But yeah, I forgot where I was. We got the text. They put her in a home. The home they chose is 7,000 a month, 900. I love how they get offensive when you say something that you round something off. My oldest sister is the head POA. I'm the second POA, the youngest member of the family, and I have no say so. The only one that has any say so is the head POA. So they did that for 6 years. They've promised, looked at my wife every meeting and said, "You guys never have to worry. You'll be able to stay in the home for at least 2 years. After mom goes in a home, if you guys can't handle her anymore," which we never told them we couldn't. We were at one of the best points ever with her. She was doing better this last year than she did a year and a half ago. She was actually going places, enjoying doing things, enjoying seeing people and stuff. I just wanted her to have more activity, more socialization with her family, and apparently that was a problem. So I'm guessing all they heard was money going cha-ching, 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 and the house is up in value, so let's sell it now and get what we can and stick mine in a home. I mean, they've already spent what, 3 months now? It's been 2 months or whatever in the home, 14 grand, and she still looks, I don't know. She could have moved down to lower level. She could have set her bedroom up, everything down here. Had the nursing staff come in, I can get 35 hours of help a week. That would be socialization, gameplay, showers, taking her places, doing whatever needed to be done. And that would be covered by her insurance, and she could still live here, and it wouldn't be costing her 7,000 a month. They went to a elderly attorney who basically tells you, well, at least my oldest sister told me that she was told that you gotta sell the home, you gotta sell the stocks, you gotta sell everything, put it all in an account. Well, here I find out her husband's the only person that met the elderly attorney. When when my brother, my oldest sister and me, and of course her husband again, went to meet with the elderly attorney months after they got the elderly attorney. Uh, she knew who my sister's husband was, but she didn't know who my sister was. So right there told me my sister's lying to me and sitting there telling me things that she's just playing off of what her husband told her. And for some reason, every family meeting, he's there just going off about the stocks and everything else. It's like, this is a family meeting. Us 5 kids should be the only ones that have any opinion in this. And for some reason, he had the loudest mouth at every meeting. So I don't know. What you gonna do if you're not head POA? You gotta live with what happens, and even though it's complete disappointment, uh, it's like they won't sell the house to. I found a clause where a disabled child living in a home, in a family home, taking care of a family member for at least 2 years prior to that family member going into a home, which I did it for 6, they can buy the home below fair market value. And it's like I went to the loan officer, my wife and I, and we were approved for up to $170,000 loan. So I said I'd give you $170,000 for the house. That would pay for 2 years of mom being in a home. And it's like, no, we got to get top dollar. We got to sell it for what we can get it for because we're just thinking of mom. We got to make sure we think of mom. But yet we were told that the home said when she runs out of money, she just has to share a room with someone and she can stay in the home. And she has enough that would cover her for 5 years. So it's like by then the brain's going to be so gone, if she is still alive, that she wouldn't remember. It wouldn't bother her if she had to share a room with someone. I don't know why they're doing this to us. Basically, that 2 years we were promised, plus promising us, helping us with moving and first few months rent because all the stuff we did, all that shit, out the window. As soon as we found out about this, that she was, when we got the text and that she was going home, that we basically were given, then it was knocked down to 1 year to stay in the home. And then a couple days later, it was knocked down to 4 months. To a couple days later, having another family meeting where they're like, "Well, you got to pay $2,500 a month rent, plus you gotta sit there and pay the taxes, any repairs, all this stuff." It's like, really? I'm not doing rent to own or anything, but I'm paying for everything in the house now just because we're living here. And it's like that, or we got to get it for sale as soon as possible. So they're like, well, you can stay there. Now, the final thing was, which could change any day again. You never know what the hell you're dealing with. Uh, so you can't have that day, it's like mom's in a home. We finally get our life to do whatever again. And 6 years will only be able to drive about 20 miles to 30 miles away from the home. Let's take Ma with. And and all we did on those days was run errands or go shopping or go to the post office or go to gas station, whatever we had to do. It never got to go enjoy ourselves. I got to go to a couple of Comic Cons the past couple of years, but that was because people came, took her, and then they'd bring her back. It's like they'd take her overnight, but you're not getting a full day break because you got to wait till the midday for them to pick her up. Then they take her that night, and then the next day they're bringing her back by the mid afternoon. So it's like we got to go to do what we went to enjoy and do, and hurry up and get home before they get home, so she's not here alone. So it was stupid. We never got a day break. And it's 6 freaking years. It's a long time. And being told, well, it's your job because you're her son. It's like, well, you're her daughter. It's like, you guys didn't step up. No one said that they wanted to move in with Ma. It's like I sat along Dad's bed for 3 days without sleep until he passed while he was laying on a bed in hospice care right here in this living room. He was basically right over there. And I just sat by his side the whole time while they stopped for an hour a day to go upstairs and spend time with Ma and not even kind of like hang out by Dad and talk to him or anything. It's like, uh, even though he wasn't there to acknowledge anything, you could still talk to your father while he's still a few last breaths in him. But yeah, it was just a whole sad situation. And Mom's brain was going a year before this because it's her taking care of Dad. At that time, I had to help her with her Avon. I was here 3 to 7 days a week, constantly coming. I'd get phone calls at 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. Dad can't work the remote, and try and explain it to him. And doesn't comprehend it. So you hop in a get dressed, hop in the car, drive over here, grab the remote, push a button, done. And it's like, but he had to have two freaking TVs going on at all time, getting the remotes mixed up and all that shit. And then helping him with yard stuff, helping Mom with her Avon last year, trying to get her to retire from it, but she wouldn't. And then thankfully, after Dad passed, she said, I have to let Avon go because she was having problems remembering her customers and driving and all that. So we had to take her driver's license away and sell her car, and that was a big ordeal with her and accepting that and getting used to it. But then it was her choice. I never forced her to do anything like that. I wanted her to say she wanted it done. And that way she couldn't come back at me and say, hey, you made me do this, you made me do that. It's like, no, I helped you with it until you decided to let it go. Uh, so yeah, I did a ton of shit over the years. And you never seen those kids around. And then Dad passes, and none of the grandkids, except for two of the girls, stopped the first year a few times and stuff. But and one of the unmarried younger kids, grandkids, stop and play cribbage with his grandma and stuff. He was good about coming every few weeks or so when he could and spend some time with her at least. Uh, but yeah, it was sad. It's like my brother would take her to church on Sundays and then out to breakfast, except for during that 2 year period where she would cancel all the time or not want to leave the house and all that stuff. But now she was back at a happy place. She was doing her thing. Yeah, she was having problems remembering and reading and all that, dementia issues, but she was in a happier place. And she could have easily been here for at least a year yet, uh, preferably her whole life. And I was following my dad's orders to not allow them in a home, not put them in a home, not make sure the property didn't get just given away and things given away and ruined. But now everything's a nightmare. Sister took the stocks. I don't understand that. The last meeting we had with the elderly attorney, at the end, I want all the stocks. I want to put them in the safe deposit box where she put all the coins and jewelry, which makes no sense. It's like, if nobody wants the stuff, I want the coins. Me and Dad collected the coins for years. It's just, we're the only ones that ever did go buy old coins and collect them and stuff. And instead, they lock all that shit away. And pay a fee to have a stupid safe deposit box when you can just sit there. If you don't want the jewelry, send it out to get melted. It's $3,000. What is it? $3,000 an ounce right now for gold at its highest point ever. Uh, and the coins, sell the shit if you're not going to give it to us. I'd prefer to have the coins, but if you're just going to let them sit in a safe deposit box, sell the shit, melt the shit, get what you can for it instead of paying fees for a box. And then we went to the elderly attorney to just so she could prove that we can't do anything with the house other than try and get maximum dollar for it, even though I gave the elderly attorney the thing about the disabled child clause. And she's like, yeah, that could be done. And she's like, I gotta look into it a little more. But yeah, as long as you got a doctor's note saying she did need care, which she did, she could not live alone. And yeah, so the elderly attorney's even on my side. And my other attorney that did my parents' will and stuff, she's like, why did your sister and her husband bring you in here to find out your value for being a caretaker? And then they turn around and say you have no value? It's like, this makes no sense. It's like, uh, everybody's on our side. Even cousins and stuff are finding out that, oh yeah, it doesn't surprise us. Debbie, your oldest sister, was always kind of manipulative and controlling, and yeah, you find out things about people when people take a crap on you. But yeah, it's sad. I care more about my whole purpose of doing all this was for mom, but I wasn't expecting to be completely screwed over for giving up 6 years of mine and my wife's life. Thankfully, I have a good wife that stood by my side. Me and my wife never argued, never fought, nothing. And these last couple of meetings with my sister brought a side of my wife out I've never seen before. So yeah, she pretty much destroyed my wife, brought out some darker sides of her. It's like we don't like being screwed over. It's messed up. We put a lot of work into this over the years and gave up a lot of our life while we watched these people go on multiple vacations every year and all over the world and country. And while we sat here taking care of ma, it's like, thanks, family. Thanks for giving a shit about your brother. But instead, you're gonna push me out quickly, cause my MS to get worse, possibly put me in a wheelchair or bed permanently. Come up here, Lemmy. Come on. You can come up. But yeah, it's just. So that's why this is my final shout out for dementia caretakers. Think of yourself. Make sure you don't wear yourself out by taking care of someone. Uh, take breaks for yourself. Be smart. Make sure you're the head POA if you are the caretaker. Nobody else that's not hands on shouldn't be head POA. Look into things. Once you put a parent in a home, you're going to need, well, you don't need an elderly attorney unless you're dumb enough to fork out money for someone to tell you that you have to put money in an account for your mother to take care of your elderly parent. And that's common sense. Why they're paying $300 to sit down and talk to a lawyer to find out that you can't, you're not going to give the house to your brother for a reasonable amount. You're not willing to work with your brother or anything like that, but you're willing to sit down with a lawyer and pay him $300 for a half hour talk. Uh, yeah, basically they find out about money, they get excited about money, and that's all they care about. It's like why you would, I don't know, why you'd put her in a home right now baffles me. Why you'd sell the house right now baffles me. Uh, the house and the stocks basically doubled in value since I started taking care of my mother. I've taken care of them every 2 to 6 weeks. I'd check the finances, go over the stocks, all that. Now they're sitting in a safe deposit box, being controlled by someone that hasn't worked with them, ain't gonna understand them. It took me 6 years, and I'm still dealing with one stock that didn't fully get changed over because it was in dad's name only, and they didn't have beneficiaries on anything, and just had their living will, and expected that to cover everything else, but no, it doesn't. So it took me 6 years to get that frickin' one finally in mom's name, and I still don't have a final okay that everything is done. And then she took it away, so who knows? That could be, I don't know what it is, $60,000 stock down the drain. I don't know. It's just, you care about kicking me out, my wife and me out of this house, and Lemmy, the kitty cat. Kicking us out of the house, but you're not taking care of all the finances correctly. You're spending money to have people tell you what to do, which we know about. We went and seen financial advisors multiple times, and they all told us what to do, and we didn't do any of it because they didn't want to do anything. They never pushed for anything. They just wanted everything laid out for them and taken care of for them. So in the long run, at a certain point, once mom went home, they could take it all and do whatever they want with it. I don't know. It makes no sense. It just baffles me. You're basically throwing away 100 grand to put mom in a home a minimum of a year early. You're throwing thousands of dollars around other ways. I had it set up for a plumber to come in and find out where the sewage smells coming from. They said, no, we're selling the house as is. So I cancel the plumber. And then we sit down at the last meeting with the elderly attorney, and she's like, well, no, you want to fix things because you'll at least get that value added to the house, if not a little bit more. And the house doesn't smell like sewage when people are walking through it that think about buying it. It's like I've dealt with the sewage smell for 6 years when we came in, and the main septic pipe was replaced, the main exposed one, the big 3-incher, because that one was crackled and leaking. Thankfully, we did move in when we did, so we moved our bedroom into the basement. That's how we found out, because they had the basement just packed full of shit, and there was sewage dumping all over the back bar and all that stuff. Which, if we wouldn't have moved in when we did, within 6 months, the plumber said that there would have been water dumping all over this basement, sewage water and all kinds of things. So, so we did what we could and basically got screwed for everything that just now they're sitting there saying brought in a different plumber to look at the pipes and found out that the rest of the exposed pipes are all cracked and stuff, which I told him, and I said that the ones underneath the laundry room floor are also going to be cracked and causing problems. But they ain't looking at that. They're just looking at the exposed stuff. And there's no P traps, the U-shaped traps coming off the heater, air conditioner, and the water heater. So they got to put those in, which I told them about a couple of years ago when the other plumber said that, but he never showed up and came back. Even though I called multiple times, and the secretary, even the last time I called, he's right here next to me. I'm not going to let him leave the building without him calling you back. Never called me back. So I called other plumbers, told these people, and because my oldest sister's husband's in the construction field and should have contacts with people in all the different construction areas, and you would think could set up an electrician or a plumber. Because I explained to him that I called at least 5 electrician and plumbers from around the area, and none of them got back to us or couldn't do anything because they're too busy working on new construction. Don't want to work on the old shit anymore because they're making way more money with the new stuff. And yeah, it's all a serious shit show. So you never expect your family to turn on you. And then it gets to that point where you got to put someone in a home or someone dies, and then the family does turn on you. And it's never good. So basically, I just wanted to let you know this is my final Dementia Caretaker video. Why it is my last one. I give more caretaker advice, but I don't really have any. I obviously did it all wrong. I don't know. I thought I was doing things the right way, but apparently I was wrong in doing what I did. Who knows? Maybe someday something will work out. But for some reason, I screwed up big time in a past life or something because everything is always against my wife and I. It's just, it's just wrong. Really wish I knew what I did to go through all this shit. It's getting old. Getting real old. But that's what's up. If you're a caretaker, good luck. Remember to think about yourself once in a while. Make sure you got everything up to par so you don't get no surprises in the future. Make sure if you are the only caretaker that you're controlling things and people that have nothing to do with the individual aren't using their own judgment by things they see and hear. And yeah, best of luck. Dementia sucks. It's a shitty disease. All diseases suck. This world has just gone to hell in a hay basket. But keep following Under the Cult of MS if you care about any of the other parts of the show. If you're just looking for dementia stuff, it's been fun. I enjoyed having you following me, and I wish I could have helped more people out, but I will still keep doing comics and MS on my podcast and on my episodes. And you're welcome to watch them if you are interested in them at all. If not, have a wonderful life. Have a magical day, as a friend would say. And take care. It's been fun. Well, not fun, but it's been a learning experience. Have a great life, and a great day, and a great evening, and a great week. I don't want to say goodbye. but I gotta. So take care. Bye.